Again, we're learning new details about that deadly crash that happened just outside Reagan National Airport last night between a passenger jet and a Black Hawk. We're just learning the details that one of the data recorders from the American Airlines flight was recovered. Fox's Mark Meredith is in the Potomac Park near the crash site and is standing by with all the details. Mark, a lot of stuff breaking late tonight.
Laura, it sure is. Good evening. The big headline, as you just mentioned, that one of the black boxes or data recorders from the CRJ-700, the American Airlines jet, has been recovered. That's coming from congressional sources who have been demanding answers all day long from federal investigators about what happened. You brought up such a good point that this airport here in D.C. is used by so many in Washington, including those who serve in Congress, so they are very interested to know exactly what happened. However, the NTSB says it's way too soon to jump to any sort of conclusions here because there are so many pieces of this puzzle that they are simply trying to piece together. Video taken last night showing Reagan Airport also shows the moment of impact as that CRJ-700 was colliding with the Army Black Hawk helicopter, the Sikorsky, that happening just about 8:47 last night. The search is still underway for other debris that may have floated even away from where the majority of this crash was. But as investigators have said today, they know that this is going to take some time to figure out. A preliminary report still at least a month away, and it's only one piece of the puzzle.
I'm going to say is you need to give us time. You need to give NTSB, it's not that we don't have information. We do have information. We have data. We have substantial amounts of information. We need to verify information. We need to take our time to make sure it is accurate.
American Airlines has dispatched its crisis team as well as its CEO to Washington. We have not gotten a passenger manifest, so instead, some of the names, Laura, have been trickling out one by one. We're learning there are multiple people tied to the U.S. figure skating community who are on board, as well as students from a school district just outside D.C.
What happened yesterday shouldn't have happened. It should not have happened. And when Americans take off in airplanes, they should expect to land at their destination.
We're learning more about some of the people who were piloting the aircraft. Cadet Ryan O'Hara was the Black Hawk's crew chief. He's a husband and father. We heard from some of those who knew him back in Georgia, where he grew up. They remembered his time in the junior ROTC, as well as the rifle team. We're also learning about Sam Liley, or Lilly, I apologize, I don't know the pronunciation. He was the first officer on Flight 5342. He was planning his wedding, Laura, began flying in 2019 like his Army veteran father. And these stories, Laura, are just going to keep coming out one by one as we learn more about each of the 67 people who were killed last night. We can also hear some of the air traffic that's continued to flow in and out of the airport. But, Laura, it's nothing like what we saw on a normal night. We haven't seen really any helicopters above, an indication just so much less air traffic tonight as investigators piece together what happened.
No, it is just heart-shattering. Mark, thank you so much.